Hey friends, so welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Sarah and I wanted to talk to you guys today about our no spend 2025. So I've done a few videos on this before, but it is January 29th and I thought I would sit down and I'm looking at my notes. I would sit down and do a what we spent in January to give you an idea of how we did for the first month of the no spend year. So no spend rules were only spending money on bills, groceries, tithe, I'm on my lunch break, so I'm in my car, so people are walking by. Yeah, bills, groceries, tithe. Anything extra is going to pay off debt. So we have just to recap, we have a 1-year journey, 2025, to knock out all of our debt. Credit cards, we still owe on our tractor. Both of our vehicles are paid off. But all other debt, with the exception of our house. And we have a 10-year journey going on with the house. So anything extra, by not spending anything on anything that's not essentials, is going to pay off all of that debt. So this is what we did. So I'm doing two separate things. There is a whole thing going on it's called Project Pan. It's over on TikTok and other social medias, TikTok, Instagram, those kinds of things, where you're using things that you have in back stock, like moisturizer and makeup and shampoos and soaps and things like that. So this is what I used up. And I did a shorter video of this over on TikTok. So if you want the condensed version, you can find me over there. But these are the things I used for the month of January. We went through I personally went through one full regular sized shampoo and conditioner. And I found, while cleaning out all the stash, I found travel-sized Pantene's shampoo and conditioner, and I used those up, got those taken care of. Caleb and I together went through 2 full bars of soap. He uses Dr. Squatch. And I, this month, was using a Dove Natural. We're trying to switch everything to natural soaps. We do, in the back stock, have some Dial, Irish Spring, and maybe some Dove, along with some of the other natural ones that we've bought recently. And we're just going to use those up, even though they're not fully natural and the ones that we want to use going forward. But when we have to replace them, then it'll be with the natural soaps. So we did use up 2 full bars of soap. I used up 1 face wash. What was left in the shower, it was probably 3/4 of the way full, and I used up that whole container. I used up a full moisturizer. I have several. I've switched mostly over to tallow moisturizer, but I did have an oil of Olay. I have a L'Oreal, just ones that I've collected over the course of time. And so I just started with the one that was open, and that was an oil of Olay. I probably have a couple of uses left out of it, and that's it. And you guys, we were able to pay off 2 of our smallest credit cards. So I had a Lane Bryant credit card sitting out there, and it only had like $25 on it. And I was like, this is just stupid. So I paid it off. And then Atwood's farm store, we got a credit card there years ago, and it's kind of twofold. So it's for emergencies when it comes to farming, right? We had that in our mindset. Just in case of emergency, we have to feed animals, we have to put up fence, whatever. But then it got to the point to where it was like, okay, this is going to be able to let us keep track of what we're spending at the farm, put everything for the farm on that credit card, and then it just sits there. And so Caleb and I talked about it, and we were like, okay, well, this is just dumb. We're not going to shut down the account so much of getting rid of that full account, but we do want it paid off, and it will be strictly for emergencies only. You just never know when things are going to come up. But those 2 were paid off in January, totaling almost $700. So we had, like I said, that 25, well, I've got the numbers here in front of me. So we paid off was $26.44. I've got it all here. On that Lane Bryant card, and then we owed $687.41 on the Atwoods card, and we paid both of those off. So I do have 3 other credit cards, and we're kind of doing a Dave Ramsey snowball on that. And so I have 2 Capital One cards. One used to be a Walmart card, but Capital One bought out the Walmart credit card, and now it's a Capital One Quicksilver card. We owe $1,512.68 on that one. I don't know how these things stack up like they do, but they do. And that's the next one we're paying off. So that's the one that we're going to work towards for the month of February, trying to knock that thing out. So now I do have another Capital One card, and there's only 2 charges on that card. And they were, our tractor broke down. $1,500 later, we got that fixed and we put that on that card. And Arkansas has personal property tax, and I'm sure everybody else does too, but we have personal property tax, and frankly I just did not plan well this past year, and yeah, it snuck up on us, and that was $1,900. So those are the only 2 charges on that card, and that's the only reason I got that card. So as soon as those 2 things are paid off, which is totaling $31.46 now, as soon as that's paid off, that card's going away completely. I will just completely shut it down. It was simply for those 2 things because I screwed up. Well, on the taxes, not the tractor. That was just completely random breaking down. It's a brand new tractor. So anyway, so poor decisions. So those are the next 2 cards. I do have a Citibank card that I'm trying to pay off every single month, because we do all of our bills auto draft onto that card, and then we just pay it off. So it does carry a bigger balance right now than I want, and it is our biggest card. So that will be the final one that we do after these 2 Capital One cards are knocked out. And I'm hoping to do that with I'm hoping to knock out most of all 3 of these with my bonus from work, which we get in April, and income tax return. So I'm hoping just to knock it all out with those 2 big checks. So that being said, let me go back to my list. Okay, so here's what we did spend. We did all of the pan stuff. We've been using those up. We were able to pay off the $700. And what I actually spent money on this month, it's pretty exciting. Bills, of course. My bills are paid. We paid tithe. We do pay our 10% to our church. It's just our belief. If you don't believe that way, then that's you. But we do, and we do pay our tithe. And of course, groceries. Now, you guys know that we are carnivore, so we only buy animal products these days. Every once in a while in a grocery haul, you will see some cherry tomatoes or some heads of iceberg lettuce. And that's because I like to give my chickens yummy treats, especially here in the wintertime when they're not getting fresh grass and bugs and things like that. So if you see vegetables like that in my grocery hauls, that's why. Caleb and I both spent a little bit that was not in the approved list. We both like our video games, but he had a video game upgrade that was $10, and so he spent that $10. And then I am working on a quilt for my granddaughter, and so I ordered 2 quilting feet for my sewing machine, which totaled about $15 for both of them. Speaking of the granddaughter, the only other thing that I spent money on this month was snacks. My daughter and her family live out of the state, and when the grandbaby calls and says, "Momo, I want snacks," Momo sends snacks. So I did send her $50 worth of snacks. Now, some of those were Silk almond milk, chocolate milks, the little juice box looking things, plus apple juice boxes. And then I sent her some potato chips because she asked for those. And I can't remember what the other thing was, but snacks. And she asked for chips. I sent her chips. So that was $50. So I don't consider grandbaby requests out of my budget. So I'm just one of those momos, and that's what she calls me. So that's what we spent. That's all we've spent. So with the exception of the bills, we spent a whole $75 on things that were out of the bills, tithe, groceries category. And then on top of that, we were able to pay off those 2 cards. So it's very exciting. I'm really proud of us. I think the first month went fantastic. We are using things that we have sitting on the shelves that we probably would have just bought new things because whatever. I try very hard to keep a back stock of everything. And yeah, they just sit there and not get used. So we're using things and we're not buying extras until we actually need them. So yeah, so that's my update for January No Spend 2025. We're going to continue this on all year long, and I will continue to give you guys monthly updates. If this is something you're interested in, let me know. We'll talk about it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I gave you a list of 15 things that I'm not buying for 2025, and I'm going to try very hard to stick to that list. I'm challenging myself very much. Oh, I didn't put on this list, but I have candles out the wazoo too. And I know we've burned through 2 full, the Better Homes and Gardens candles from Walmart. So we burned through 2 of those. So I should add that to that list too. So we are using up things that we already have on hand and spending very little money that's not going to pay off our debt. So I'm excited about it. I've been talking to you guys for 12 minutes now. So I will just cut it off here. And if you guys are on a no spend journey, let me know down below. Let's talk about it. What are you doing to save money? And what do you think I could do to save more money? So probably not send grandbaby snacks, but that's not going to happen. So that's it, guys. I thank you guys for being here, and thanks for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, it's just a simple little free process. So try to do that for me. And otherwise, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.